Hey guys, welcome to Live at Larry's number 17. I'm going to write the Live at Larry's theme. It's actually called the Live at Larry's theme. That's what I've decided to call it. So I'm going to come around and I'm going to try to write this thing and bang it out as fast as I can. God help us. And we'll see how long it takes. Hold on a sec. Here I come. Okay. How's everybody doing? I'm in between birthdays. My secular birthday was January 6th, and my Hebrew birthday is Yudalad Tevet, which lands on January 13th at night and goes through until the 14th at night, and then it ends there. So I'm in between birthdays. I'm in a very humble time for myself because God granted me a year of life, and I'm here only because He allows me to be here. And of course, my mother and father gave birth to me, and that helped as well. But they're partners with Hashem in creating me, so I'm here, and I'm very humbled. I look back over my whole life, and I'm 59 years old. I lived 59 years on this planet. That means, technically, my Hebrew birthday is the correct day. So I guess you'd say, what would it be? January 14th at night would be the first day of my 60th year on Earth. Isn't that correct? So I've lived 59 years and I'm entering my 60th year. And when I complete my 60th year, next year on my birthday, that will be 60. I'll be 60 years old, meaning that I've lived 60 years on the planet, and I'm actually middle-aged at that point, because supposedly according to Hashem in His Torah, I guess if we play our cards right and we do what we're supposed to do and fulfill our obligations, we get 120 years worth of life. So I'll be 60. That means I've lived half of my life. So I'm pushing 60. I'm almost 60. I'm 59 years old. I intend, and with Hashem's help, to accomplish a lot in this year to serve Him and to help people and to help myself fulfill the purpose of life properly. So having said all that introduction, I formed these with Hashem's help. I've put together these 3 shows. The Karp family show, because my whole family are musicians. And then I got the Truth Seeker show, which comes next, which is me studying Torah with you, trying to educate myself and all of you as to God's instructions, His true one and only instructions. And it says in the Torah, do not add to these instructions, do not delete from these instructions. I'm not just making that up. I'm saying that because God says these are the only instructions. Do not add to them, do not delete from them. So everything else is not correct, and this is the only thing that is correct. That's why I'm terribly trying. I'm so passionately trying to teach you what I know and trying to finish the whole Torah myself. And I'm working on that, but it's going to take a little time. Even if I did 1 chapter a day, it's going to take about 14 weeks more to just finish the Torah in English, which I'm working on. And I'm also working on exercising and practicing. I've decided I'm going to need some new clothes because I think I'm going for that Alan Richardson look for the Reacher. I'm 6 foot tall and I weigh 220, and I'm trying to make that solid muscle without any body fat on me at all, with the least amount of body fat. And then whatever that forms as far as clothing, I guess I'm a large, so hopefully I'll have that look, because that's the look I think is befitting of my position in life and what I'm trying to accomplish. I think that's the kind of look I need in order to serve Hashem the best. I thought of being 180, but I thought it was a little too puny for me. I think it was didn't have enough girth on there, didn't have enough presence. So I think 220, I've been kind of directed, 220 to 225. After I eat was 225, before I eat 220. and stay there, basically, Linetta without a vowel for the rest of my life, I guess it seems fitting. It's a little heavy to carry around that type of weight. Maybe I notice if it's muscle weight and not fat, I can breathe better than when it's fat. I don't know why. 215, I breathe very well. 220, I mean, I'm schlepping something here. I hope I'm a little. I've been eating some foods because of my birthday and celebrating a little bit, but I think 220 is about where I should be. I'll let you know. I hope I can live and not die by that weight. Hashem should help me. So that's that. And then I've learned a lot of different things, and I'm giving you a lot of preface because I'm writing this song. So then after the Truth Seeker show, I have this other show that I've formed with God's help, which I feel is so nice. It's called Live at Larry's, where I invite guests in and all my musical colleagues, and not just music, but I'm even planning on having gesticulators, articulators, musicians or musicators, dancers, singers, actors. Then those are the performing arts. Then in the performing arts, I'd love to have people already established who are sketchers and printers, like linoleum printers and photographers, and those are the two-dimensional. And then the three-dimensional performing arts are the someone like what do you call it? The sketchers, printers, photographers, painters, pasters, and sculptors. Painters is three-dimensional because there's like a little depth on the paint, I always thought, so I put it in the three-dimensional category. So paint, all the painters, pasters, people who paste things together and make beautiful. I had a lot of friends, a couple of friends, not a lot maybe, that are, what do you call it, artists in that area. Pasters, they assemble things and make these beautiful structures. And once I had a friend take me to the what's that museum in New York, in Manhattan there? I forgot, Museum of Art, I guess it was. I was a little uncomfortable in the Monet section. I don't know why. Something bothered me about the Monet's paintings, whatever. And then sculpting. And I'm trying to get in touch with all that, because if I can articulate what it is that I feel comfortable with, so I can develop my style in all these different areas, and what I need to do to communicate in all these various areas, then I will define myself as an artist, and I'll be able to, even if it has a very broad definition, I don't mind taking chances. I don't mind avant-garde things once in a while if I'm in the mood for it. It's funny because I have these conversations with my brother a lot. He's a drummer, and we always have this discussion. I like this Duffy Jackson ting, 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 ting in the pocket. It just swings hard. And that's how I like to swing. He likes more of like an Elvin Jones and a Jack DeJohnette type of way. You'll have to listen to them to understand. It's a little looser. And I keep telling him, I say, Howie, I think it's like there has to be a definite constant. And then when you diverge from that constant, then that spices it up. Like, then I don't mind being like Elvin Jones, and I'm studying drums too, trying to teach myself to play. I took lessons when I was a kid. That was one of my first instruments. And I say that you have to have the constant first, and then you put the salt and pepper on top of it. You don't make the salt and pepper the base of the stew. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be. So I always have this debate with him, but I can't seem to get him to see what I'm trying to say. But maybe as I get more articulate, I'll be able to describe that. I mean, I know there's like, so maybe like Elvin Jones or Jack DeJohnette would be more. Laying back. I mean, that's fine, but I think it's best to have a constant where you got that Duffy thing. It just makes you feel great. I used to watch Duffy play. My face could not stop smiling. It hurt. After a Duffy concert, I'd leave the concert, and my face would actually literally hurt from smiling so much because it just felt so good. So whatever, I'm just giving you my views, and then I'm going to put it all together because I got to write this song. But I got to give you the whole backdrop because this song has a place in the whole. And once you know the whole, then hopefully the song will write itself, because it's got to be like about a 1-minute theme, and I'm either going to play it behind the camera on a CD player, maybe I'll have a big band read it down, and then maybe I'll sing on top of it, or I'm not quite sure how, depending on how the song is when it's finished, then I'll decide how to arrange it and orchestrate it, I guess. I have ideas about that too, I'll try to put it in. I know already the ending of what I want to do, and I'll share that with you. And then I kind of know the beginning, 2 optional beginnings. I got to see which one's best. And then I got to work backwards there and then build the song so that when I give you the ending, it makes sense. And I'm having trouble with this mic, it keeps falling. Let me see if I can maybe turn it this way. Oh, maybe this way. Maybe. Maybe. Anyway, so I'm going to take you through the process of all my thoughts and then how to finalize this. And I'm going to tell you something else. Another reason why I'm doing this is, and don't be scared, that's part of the song actually, I'll show you. Look, I study God. I study His will. I study everything about Him. And I know He's present in our lives. I don't ignore Him. I pay attention to Him. And it says in the Torah, in all your ways know Him. So I'm writing a song for Him. These shows are for Him. I'm trying to give joy with these 2 shows, the Karp Family Show, the Live at Larry Show. I said already the Performing and Forming Arts, right? And what I want to do is, I guess I'm being guided by Hashem as we speak, what to say, what not to say. I have ideas of who I'd like to be on this show. I mean, all my high school buddies who are musicians, they're great musicians. My college friends who are musicians. I just pretty much, hopefully, with God's help, solidified a Live at Larry show with one of my colleagues from UM, a very fine singer. And they're going to come. I'm going to do it with them maybe on Monday. So it'll be not this Monday, but the 20th, maybe at 1 o'clock. So just be ready. Maybe if it happens, I don't want to write anything in stone, but if it happens, then watch the cameras because it'll be on. And she's very fine. She's a very good singer, and I feel very comfortable with her. I knew her for most of my years at UM, and so we were. We said hello to each other in the hall. We'll talk about, I don't want to give everything away, but we'll talk about it when she comes. But, and then I did this last show with my teacher, Gary Keller, which was very nice. I found myself a little intimidated because of his position as my teacher, because of his age being older than me, because of he's so very together. He just plays so definitely. I said when I left, I said, Gary, boy, you're so easy to accompany because he just puts everything in the right place. There's no doubt as to where something is. So he plays boom, and I can put a chord right there. I know exactly. My job as an accompanist, I've actually delineated a little further. I've always kind of known this, but I didn't quite narrow it down to points. But I think I have 3 responsibilities. One is to support the soloist and highlight what they're doing. So if he's playing something like, so he's very definite, so I knew where to put it. But I regretted that I was holding back a little too much. I was playing it a little too safe, and I should have helped him climax more. I should have nudged him and pushed him along so that he knew that the orchestra was under. I'm the orchestra. 10-piece orchestra, and I have to push him to where he'll climax. So I didn't give him the zets that he needed, I thought. I mean, he did a great job on his own, but I could have done more and maybe taken it to a different level. So I'm sorry about that. Hopefully, God willing, maybe I'll get another chance to play with him or for him again sometime, or I'll make up for it. Or maybe he's just a stepping stone into the next person, and then on them I have to be a little more open, which is important. I'm telling all this because that's going to be part of this song. I want to write a song that for 1 minute, a 1-minute tune where I can have any guest, and I'll give you the guests that I have in my mind, just a skeletal structure of all the ones I want to have on my show. And so I'm thinking broadly. I'm thinking, oh, I got this one, that one, this one, this one, and there's got to be a common denominator for all of them. When I play this song, it should motivate them to give me their A game, for them to bring their A game and bring their best performance and bring out of them everything to the fore that they have, to the front, you know. And so when they leave, they said, man, I sang or I played my heart out. There's probably nothing more I could have done. And they'll feel exhausted, and they go home rested. They'll hear the tape, and they'll say, wow, that was a work of art. And they'll realize that they had been lifted to a higher level, and that's what I'm trying to do. So all right, so let's say hypothetically gesticulators. I mean, if I had someone like Marcel Marceau around, someone like a mime or something, maybe I would accompany them and play like silent picture stuff, and they'll mime to it. That would be an idea. I'd do that. Articulators. I mean, I don't know who the mimes are today that I could do. If I find someone good, I'm sure Hashem will alert me to them, and maybe they'll come on the show. Articulators. These are the performing artists. Articulators, someone like Kelsey Grammer with a very nice voice who speaks well. Maybe I'll have him narrate something and I'll underscore it. I know I've had my mom read poetry. He could read some poetry and I'll underscore it. I think he sings as well. I think he sings that opening thing. Well, if you did use a call in, that's salad, right? That's that theme to the phrase. Musicians. I mean, I know so many musicians from high school, from college, and out there in the world. I like Broadway show singers. Singers are usually who I tend to vacillate toward first because they're singing lyrics. So I can use musical imagery. I can do the three. So support and highlight. That's my responsibility. Then to project a pulse. You know, Gary Keller turned around and he says, "You're the rhythm section," and he's right. I am. I gotta just be no doubt where things are. And I can play for any horn player. They'll feel comfortable because I project a pulse. My bass lines are solid, I know where I'm going, and I'm leading them to it, and they can hear that. Right? So musicians. That Gregory Porter I wouldn't mind have on here. I'm sure we'd have some fun. What's that girl's name? I forgot her name. Brunette. Nice jazz singer. Has a husband there. I think he was a drummer, if I'm not mistaken. I think one of my friends played for her. I also played once for Tierney Sutton. Tierney Sutton. She's a very nice singer. I was out in LA with one of my pals who's a bass player, and he was playing for her and he invited me, and then I think I sat in and I played with her and she was fun. Who else? I forgot that girl's name. I feel bad too. You'd know who it was. I know my phone is filming me so I can't even look it up. Michelle something, my friend Michelle, a model from college. I wouldn't mind having on the show sometime. But this is another, what's her name? Oh, it's going to bug me. If someone mentioned it, I'd know. Brunette, sings real nice. That's all I can tell you right now. I can't think of a song that I know of hers. Mannheit? Jennifer? No. Michelle? No. I can't think of it. I'm sorry. I like Sutton Foster. wouldn't mind bringing out my tap floor here. Maybe she could teach me how to get a tap sound on a tap with her. Maybe she could show me what to do. She sings so nicely too. She's like an understudy. She sang for all these different parts. Like she'd do a Broadway show, and she has to, from my understanding, what she does, she would know all the parts. I think they call that the swing or something. She comes in, she does all the parts, and from that she became well known. Just, I guess, from her great voice. She's a triple threat, they call her. Singer, actress, dancer, right? Now, I'm hoping to be a 12-pointed threat. I don't want to be a threat. I just want to be talented in all those 12 areas of the performing and forming arts. A gesticulator, articulator, musician, dancer, singer, actor, right? I think the only other Jewish one that I know of was Sammy Davis Jr. He did all the 6 performing arts. Gesticulated, articulated, musicated, danced, sung, and acted, right? Whatever. Who else? Like that Audra McDonald, and I think I heard that Megan Hilty sing, and all those Wicked girls. I like all the actresses that do the Wicked. Shauna Bean there, all those girls. Wouldn't mind having them on. Bernadette Peters, hey, Barbara Streisand, Bette Midler, wow. Love to do that with her. Barbara Streisand. Working on my balance, trying to get everything so nice, it's like an orchestra. So I'm working on myself as I'm doing all this, and I'm trying to write this theme song. It's going to be a 1-minute theme so they're sitting in the chair, and I play this or sing this for them, and it just puts them right on the target right away, and they immediately come to bring all their best qualities to the table, and they're not afraid. And I get them over their stage fright. And so the last line of the theme song is going to be, and in my best baby voice, don't be scared, you're live at Leo's. And that's going to be the theme. That's don't be scared, you're live at Leo's. And now I got to build to that. I was going to say something like, you're unique or you're talented. Maybe I'd focus on them first, like put the focus on them. You're unique, you're talented, something like that. And then go through all the steps of what I want to work on here. Like we definitely want to achieve, okay, how do we say this? I have this all written down here, but I didn't finish my responsibilities. Wait. 100-year-old piano, I can't write too hard on this or it'll break the thing, so I gotta be careful. What did I do with the song? Oh, it's in my room real quick. Hold on, don't move. I just gotta run into the room and grab. Watch out, Ginge. I gotta get something. No. Watch out, Ginge. No. Cat follows me around. Likes to go in my room. All right, let me see who's here with me. All righty. Thanks for coming. All right. So I wrote some notes here on what I wanted. Kind of tried to write out the words, the lyrics. Once we get it started, and I give you the whole background, and we'll go right in, and it's just a minute worth of a song. So it shouldn't take long, but it's got to hit all those points of need. I have to fulfill all these needs with this 1-minute song. Okay? That's what writing, what do you call it, jingles or theme songs is all about. I mean, these guys that write that kind of stuff, boy, they know what they're doing. That Post guy, what's his name? Mike Post? Is Mike Post? Who wrote the... That's Mike Post, right? Bob James. So I gotta think, how can I have this song, so it's gonna be my personal song, and I'm taking it to like a whole different place, maybe unlike the theme songs I've heard on TV. It's more of a personal, intimate thing. I want anyone that comes into my house to be on my show to feel so comfortable and so at their very best that they want to come back. Or at least if they can't come back, they at least have that experience in the back of their head and they take it with them for the rest of their lives. And they can always look back and say, wow, Larry, I'm so happy that I was on your show. It brought out the best in me and I was able to do such and such even better because of it, you know. So that would be my hope and dream, to help them serve Hashem with their music better than they already have. And this song has to embody all those elements. So I want to talk about the transcendental tingle when the hair stands up on the back of your neck. Maybe I was going to write something like, whether you write a theme or a jingle, just give them the transcendental tingle and such a, let me write that, that's, let's see, whether it's a theme or a jingle, give the transcendental tingle. Okay, so that might be a line in there. Then control climaxes, let's see, control, tension and release, control tension. That's what I wish I had done a little more with Gary. Tension and release and climax. So let's see, climax. Make it explode, maybe. Make it explode. Make explode. I'm just writing down key words that I might have to rhyme with, or that I want to be the highlighted words of this song. Now, you should also know there's another song I want to write. It's a play on, play off of all, for various ensembles that I'm going to do. I've narrowed it down that there are 10 ensembles, and I know I didn't finish those 3 responsibilities as an accompanist. I'll get to that in a second. But there are 10 ensembles. Solo voice, just me singing by myself. It's not the pale moon that excites me. And so I can do when I train my voice to be really well, I'll sing, what do you call it, Jane Monheit? Jane, no, she's gonna be mad at me, I'm sorry. So what are we at, the 10, what was I talking about? 10, I get off my track here, hold on, let me get back on point. 10, well I was mentioning, all right, hold on, sorry. Whew. And I wanted you to see if I got to be open to Hashem and just let it flow through me. He already knows what the song is. He's got to make me do the hishtadlot, the effort, to write the song, because this is our world of earning. So I got to put pen to paper, and I have to use my free will and apply myself to have the song come to fruition. I was watching... I saw something on Facebook where Albert Einstein wrote a letter to some other scientist. And no offense to Mr. Einstein, but I've always noticed all the things that he's ever done, or things I've heard about him, always sounds just a tad little arrogant. Always sounds like, for a guy who knows a lot of facts about science, but yeah, I never hear him talking about God. So how much can he really know? My dad used to try to explain to me, my dad was a mathematician, and he would try to explain to me the theory of relativity, and he would, whatever, he knew the math of it, and he would try to explain it to me. I didn't quite get it. I didn't do too well in my math class at NMB Senior High. I have to go back and really repeat those facts. I'm studying the 7 wisdoms, astronomy, mathematics, geometry, chemistry, philosophy, logic, and language, and music. Those 7 wisdoms are in the Torah. They tell God says if you master these, it'll help you understand God's Torah. So I'm going to hopefully go back anyway. So I always knew that if I didn't do too well in NMB Senior High with certain subjects, I could always go back when I'm an adult and learn them better and hopefully master them. Maybe it would take less time because I'm hopefully more mature, that I can look at those concepts and whatnot, understand fractions and decimals better than and trig and trigonometry. And it was what's that test? I got a 3 on it, the AP exam for calculus, pre-calculus or something. I don't know how I got a 3, but I did. It was surprising because I didn't feel I did so well In fact, there was one other class that scared the heck out of me when I was at UM. I almost did not graduate because there was this synth class, an analog synth class, that you had to plug in things and look at sine waves and whatnot. And I don't know why, I didn't quite grasp it. The teacher was very advanced. I couldn't quite latch on to what he was saying. But at the end of the class, I realized from that, though, a theory and a concept of how to play piano and how to sing and how to present the piece, because I would tell any singer that I would work with, make your voice a sine wave first, and then with the lyric, let the lyric tell you what kind of wave to use next and what kind of inflections to use to shape and highlight that lyric. So that's how, I think if I learned nothing else from that class, and I almost failed, I think I got a D, and somehow I was able to pass and graduate. Boy, that scared the heck out of me. For 4 years of college, and the last semester, I got this one class, and I almost didn't graduate. And that would be the theme of my life for the rest of my life. So I always noticed Hashem always makes me work for something to the last minute, and you just can't give up hope, and you don't believe in yourself. You trust in Hashem, and you just do to try to do the right thing and complete something, because I did all I could to pass that class, and I think I begged the teacher. I said, "Give me something. Tell me what I got to know. Let me learn this, that, or whatever, and I'll get the D." And I think he somehow passed me. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so the three responsibilities of a musician, of a pianist at least, is to support and highlight, then project a pulse, and then provide imagery to help convey the message of the lyric. Now, a lot of people don't know about that. My teacher knew about that, Mr. Maggio. He'd say when, you'll see this singer that I'm going to have on the 20th, she was the example of, I'll tell you the story when she comes, because I don't want to spoil it. But, Ginge, why are you crying for? Ma, let her in. She's crying, I can't do the show. Gingy, please, I'm doing a show. Thank you. Anyway, all right, so providing imagery. That means you have to know all the vocabulary on the instrument and then know what it evokes in a listener, spiritually, socially, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. Specifically emotionally, that has a very ethereal sound to it. When all the world is a hopeless jumble. That makes a lot of sense right there. That's a great piece of imagery. So you get stuff like that and you latch onto it, you hold it, you create your own palette of all these pieces of imagery, of all these sonorities. I find that the best musician is one who has the largest palette of all this imagery, and they can just call on it. They got to be supportive and selfless. You got to know, I didn't mention certain things on other shows, but I'm telling you this now. I hope you're not bored. But I'm giving you all the background because I got to put all this into this one song. And I don't know what I'm going to edit out yet. I got to pick out what the most important things are. So I'm in the hot seat and I'm telling it to you. And as I'm telling it to you, I'm thinking to myself, what's the most important thing I need to mention for this song? So it's all going to make sense in the end, so bear with me. But you got to know the melody on every song. That's why I try to learn the lyric of every song, the correct melody, and the best possible chord progression underneath it that already kind of conveys the message of the lyric. It's like when I write out a song and I type it out, if I know that the lyric says something like rising, I'm not going to put a descending chord progression. I'll put a rising chord progression. Right? And then it builds and it just naturally conveys the message of the lyric. So that's how I try to save myself time I look at the lyric and I see what are the best chords. Sometimes the people that write out the chords, you got the original composer, arranger, they write it their way. Then the publicist, what do you call them? Not the copyist, the publisher, the one who publishes the sheet music. Sometimes they don't write the nicest progressions. They're not thinking that kind of stuff. Sometimes they're not even piano players. I don't know what they are. I know they're probably not using imagery, and they don't write it that way. I noticed when I looked at then you could write too much. I noticed on the music for Wicked, I know some of those people who wrote the music for it. One of them's a friend of my brother's, and I just noticed sometimes they were using a lot of extensions of the chords in order to get an ethereal sound, you know, as right? Right? But on the rest of the song, they wrote, I see the chord symbol that the publisher wrote, and add 9 or 9 or 4 or 2, a 2 chord, or I don't know. It got. I liked it. When I did that song, I realized if you just kept the simple triads, it sounded a lot better. So a lot of that maybe have to do with taste. But I'm just telling you, when as a musician, you face all these things, and at every juncture, there's just like all these hurdles to have to get through, and you have to think through them because some stuff is not clear. And it's going to be like stuff that is misleading, or I know he wants to be ethereal, this writer, right? And he wants to defy gravity. I know he's up there in the heavens and whatnot, but I felt if he kept it simpler, accepting limits because it's in so. I cannot feel like I ever know. Here, right here, they wrote all these wild chords. I just keep it so. It's too high to cause. Defying gravity. Now my jazz background tells me to maybe put these passing chords in there that lead a little more gracefully. A lot of Broadway show. These are just my opinions. I might be wrong, you know, but this is just what I've noticed over the years. If anyone can prove me wrong, I have conversations with everybody. I'm not trying to pick on anybody. I'm just trying to tell you my observations and tell you what I come across and what I'm up against. A lot of classical players play Broadway shows. Some jazz players, but usually classical pianists, because they're great readers. They come in, they read these shows with all those ethereal things, with the 2s and the 9s, and they nail it, and they get it every time because they're very good readers. So what I was saying to you, the 3 responsibilities of an accompanist, when you should know the melody note in order to support and highlight. If I know the melody note is this, I'm not going to play the melody note. My teacher, Mr. Maggio, was very wise. He said, don't double the melody unless you're doing it for a reason, you know. And so I wouldn't play the melody. I'll just do the other notes that are underneath it and let the singer or the instrumentalist shine, you know, and it exposes their note. So that's the first thing. You got an accompanist. A true accompanist needs to know the song inside and out. I know from experience, sometimes the singer forgets lyrics, and he turns to the accompanist, and if I knew the song well, I'd say, I'd say back the lyric to them, and they would know, and they'd just jump on it, you know, because I knew the song. I should know the song better than them, or at least as well as. But it's even better. I got to learn it in all 12 keys, because I never know who's going to play. You know, Larry, you know, I have a cold today. Can you take it down a third? That's what they do to me. You know, 5 minutes before I got to play, you know. Larry, I got the sniffles, you know. Like, could you take it down like a minor second or something, you know. So here I'm in D flat and I got to put it in B, and it's, you know, a little rough or a little trickier, whatever. So I got to be facile. I got to be well versed in all 12 keys. And it's actually 15 keys if you count the anharmonics. You know, sometimes you write something in, I forget which one it is, like F sharp and G flat are the same anharmonically, but physically on the page they write F, C, G, D, A, E. That's 6 sharps. Or in G flat it's B, E, A, D, G, G, C, so, or 6 flats, right? It has a different look to it and different accidentals. And look, and I'm just laying all the truth on the table. This is the hardest instrument in the whole band. usually. I'm playing 10 notes at the same time. I love how these horn players get up there, they think they're hot stuff, monophonic, they come in there, they're reading 16th notes. A lot of these saxophone sections, and they're all playing in harmony, reading that. Maybe if I practiced that all the time and I was playing. If I'm reading all that all the time just by itself, maybe I'd be a master at it too, but I have to play the notes underneath, all the chordal notes, the inner voicings, everything has to balance. It's a lot of work. This is a hard instrument. I don't care what anyone says, and I'll tell you something else, guitar, I think is even harder because it's weird. It's a weird instrument, guitar. I've been trying to play guitar, teach myself guitar. Maybe I'm not used to those strings, but I don't know why they put that third in there. The third throws me off. I don't know why. I like bass better. I like a 6-string bass. Yeah, that's one of my favorite instruments now, the 6-string bass. But all right, so then. So a true accompanist, I can hear, when I'm sitting in Broadway shows and I'm paying good money, and I'm hearing these over-orchestrated things because the writer wants to make sure all the instruments are playing. I know what he's thinking. So he can't, he's got the oboe. He's not going to let the oboe only play 2 notes, in the 1, 2. He's got to put it in on every question. Gives him the 2, the 9, the 4, right? And then so I'm sitting in the audience and I'm hearing all this over-orchestrated, very dense stuff, and it doesn't make sense to me. I want to hear just something simple like, and the singer is exposed, and a good singer who can sing on key, sing stuff, and it just makes sense, and they're emoting, and you just keep the accompaniment simple like that. I'll show you with this singer friend of mine, hopefully on the 20th, if everything works out, God willing. I'll be so simple. There's a time to be more dense, but mostly I always joke with my brother. He brought it up once to me. Try to be a minimalist. That's how you should think. I'm making a joke, but you should try to think minimally. What's the least amount of notes I have to play in order to get the job done? Okay. Now, so I can tell by the voicings. Can a musician really know what's going on? I hear how pianists accompany other instrumentalists, singers, and horn players, and I notice that they're usually too dense. They don't care. They're just playing. They're playing. They sing the whole everything in there, and they're all over the soloist, up in their range, passing them around them, up on them, clashing. The soloist has this note, and they're playing that over there, and it clashes. That's it, right? Count Basie, man, he just. He's a minimalist. I like minimalists. My brother jokes with me, calls me dumb blink, because I'm always dumb blinking. Dumb blink, dumb blink, dumb blink. You gonna play dumb blink? Yeah, I'll be dumb blinking till, if I have more to say, I will, but I'd rather keep it simple than to say too much. I've heard people, a lot of musicians, they play so much. They're working so hard. It's too much, too many notes. Are they getting paid by the note? What the heck? So I can tell I'm trying to illustrate these 3 responsibilities, right? So supporting and highlighting. And are they listening? Are they listening to the melody? When you hear the melody play, when he accents, or she accents, or whatever, you accent with them and support them if necessary, if that's the right thing to do. Sometimes it's not right to do. Sometimes it's call and answer or whatever, but I can tell when I'm listening if they're actually supporting and highlighting. Then projecting a pulse. You can tell who swings and who doesn't, putting it in the pocket. That nothing worse than people who can't play in time. It's just, what a drag. And for someone who practices constantly to play in time, I mean, all day long, to hear someone who doesn't care about time play, it's very annoying. Okay, so that's another thing. But when you play in time, it spurs the other musician to also play in time and to be their best selves. They all know the education. We were educated to play in time. And if they're not doing it, that means they're not doing it in the practice room and they're not doing it on the gigs, and that's not good. And then the third thing, which I don't find 1 or 2% of the population of musicians actually bring imagery onto the bandstand. My teacher was one of them, and he's dead. He passed away, so I got no one else to really listen to. I don't know anyone else who plays with imagery nowadays. Actually, I'll wait till in 2 weeks. I'll tell my friend a little observation I made that was very nice. I'll give a compliment, but to something that I heard. But I don't hear too many people using imagery. So imagery is the next thing. So these are the 3 things to listen for. And you can get music appreciation class here too. There are 6 virtues in any good musician. I call them the 6 R's. Okay, someone who's ready. That means they mastered the vocabulary. I got someone else who I've invited to play with me, a very fine instrumentalist, and they are definitely ready. There's someone who, when I was 16, they mastered their instrument, I think, and they've only, I don't think you can get any better than what they have done. Hopefully they'll be a guest on the show, I hope. So ready, relevant, reasonable, rational, responsible, and righteous. So ready is mastering the vocabulary. Relevant is knowing the tune so well that you play the song. Don't start a song and then just play over the chords and abandon the lyric and abandon the melody. What's the point of that? We're not robots. We're not here just to fill space with notes. We're here to be affected by the lyric and the melody and to give our reaction musically. That's the beauty of music. I don't know what everyone else is doing, so forgive me, but I got to speak out because I'm not seeing this being done. And, usually I see if musicians wear hats or something, unless they're bald or something like that. But usually when they wear hats, I'm already like, oh boy, this is going to be one of those nights. Because I know they're trying to take your attention off of what they're going to say musically and more onto their appearance. I mean, these are just subtle nuances I'm just giving to you that I know as a musician, and I sit and I listen to something and I get upset, And I'm constantly picking on myself because I'm trying to get myself cleaned up in all these areas. I review these 6 R's, these 6 virtues of a right musician daily, to try to think about them and to work on myself. So ready, relevant, play the tune, play the lyric and the melody. Reasonable, things have to be logical. Just don't ramble aimlessly. Sometimes people who master vocabulary just ramble aimlessly and they don't say things that have what to do with what was just said and then enable and cause what's going to be said. They don't say things that do that, and that's playing reasonably. Then rationally, again, that's balance. You hear the melody on top. And, the harmony you feel, you hear it. Right? It's there, but it's underneath. That's balance. That's being rational. When you're a balanced individual, I know something in what do you call it? Contrary to popular belief, for some people who think they're so smart that judge me, think oh, Larry's not so balanced. You know, you're not balanced. I'm very balanced. I see things in proper perspective. I know there's a God. I know there's a purpose to life, and I know that we're supposed to be fulfilling that purpose every day of our life with every breath that we have. And then everything underneath that comes into play, as well as this song. It's a place in that whole endeavor to serve God. That's being balanced. And especially in music, you got to be balanced. So my teacher taught me that. You always make the melody prominent. It's almost like leaning into the melody. And you let the rest of the notes just drop down gently. I've heard pianists that do that very well. I know a lot of pianists that are very balanced in their playing. But one of my friends from college, Andy Ezrin, had a beautiful touch. And you could always count on him to play beautifully balanced. He was just so nice. I used to pass by his practice room and I'd hear him play one note and I'd start to cry. I mean, he knew how to touch the instrument. There's an escapement lever on these grand pianos. My teacher was very against electronic instruments because I think they got rid of that escapement lever. And there's an escapement. You talk to your piano tuner and they'll tell you about it. You touch the key and you press it to a certain point, and then the escapement lever lets the key go back to fall back to its original position. It hits the string and then it comes back. So you play to that escapement lever. There's a method in that. I studied with Sanford Gold. He taught us these Tobias Mattei method of. Because Tobias Mattei was like an English pianist. I bought like every book I think the man has ever written, and he wrote some etudes too. And I think I don't know if he has a recording of himself playing it. I think I might have it, but he knew how to play the escapement lever. And you got to know how to first get the sound to sound like pearls. Andy could get that pearl. I'm still working on it. I get it sometimes when I concentrate, but it's. I think, it's funny. Mike Orta. I heard Mike Orta, a local pianist well known around here. He used to get a nice bounce and a nice pearl-like touch. I used to balance for sure. At times I heard him play. I said, "Mike, boy, you're really working on that balance. You got it so nice." He said, "Thank you." And then and the notes come out like pearls. There's some pianists down here that I know that play like that. I'm trying to think. I have to listen to them again, but I don't know if it was Red Garland or Wynton Kelly or one of those guys. They make it sound like a pearl. Every now it's like you're eating something or rapping. I don't know what. Just the way you touch it. Anyway, so I'm giving the 6 virtues. So you got it's ready, relevant, reasonable, it's logical, rational is balanced, responsible. Now, that's what I wasn't too responsible with Gary Keller. I should have climaxed more. It's that every line, every sentence has a climax, and then the overall piece has the ultimate climax, right? So say you have a paragraph of four sentences, right? So the first sentence is, that's the climax right there, right? And then the final one would probably be the ultimate climax, because all those other sentences, one, and that's the third sentence, and the fourth sentence is the ultimate one. They're all the same melody, right? It's the 2 notes, dumb blink, as my brother would say, right? And to play with shape is to put climaxes on all those and play with personality. That's another thing I want to say. How do I say this? Personality is very important. Everybody should be a showman. You should, especially a musician, it's hard not to be a showman. Hard to be shy and be a musician. You gotta find yourself and accentuate the positive, as we say, and bring out in you a personality, because it's that personality that grasps the listener's attention and sustains it through the whole piece. I was listening to myself play certain things with my teacher, and it was not his fault, it was my fault. Should have pushed him, and I didn't. And I felt I was bored listening to myself. I said, Larry, do something, man. Do it now. Jump on it. Give him something. Push him. And I didn't. I was so timid. I was so afraid. I couldn't come out of myself. You know, I watch a lot of Tyson fights. I'm not into fighting, but it's on. And I watched over the years many Tyson fights, and Mike really gets in there. He's got that method where he hits the body, then does that uppercut. Body, uppercut. I don't know if it's that guy. What's his name? I know he studied with Cus D'Amato, but the other guy, the trainer, Kevin Rooney, somehow, I guess, Cus told him what to tell him, and the two of them together, what a team they made in learning. You know, Mike was just undefeatable. You know, he just knew how to, in that what do you call it, peekaboo style. He fought with personality. Not that I'm into fighting. Maybe I shouldn't use that as an example, but personality. I'm trying to say that if you're too blasé, if everything is like this and monotone, you're not going to climax anywhere. You got to climax. You got to, like a high school kid or a junior high kid doesn't know how to climax yet, so they're just getting their horn. It's only those two notes they have to play, and yet they can't even get their personality into it yet. They're learning. Now, here's how a college person, you ever hear the CJB, the Concert Jazz Band at the University of Miami, play this? All the trumpets are unified. They part your hair. And you apply that. Duffy used to do that. Played with personality. Hey, Larry, let's make some musical history. And you get it, and played with personality. Every musical sentence had a climax. It had a crescendo to some climax, even if it was subtle and small. And then the major climax of the piece was always there, or else why is someone getting paid to play music if they're not giving you the ultimate climax of that piece? Musicians need to keep that in mind all the time. I try to remind myself all the time, and I can't be afraid. I have to rise above myself. Larry, how are you going to play for Sutton Foster and all these people? Well, yeah, I can't play for anybody. I'm not afraid of anybody. I don't think there's any musician alive that I could not play for. I feel comfortable with anybody. Michael Brecker, if he was here, if he was alive, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable. I would feel uncomfortable that maybe I would not give him what how do I say this? He has a concept of music, he had a concept, and I don't think I share that same concept. I think my concept is correct, and I don't really adhere to that way of approaching things. Let me finish these 6 and you'll see what I mean. So being responsible to bring the climax, bring that money shot. You got to come in there and bring the moment that's going to move everyone to tears or move them to be in awe or something. And then the 6th one is righteous, and righteous means putting everything in the right place, swinging hard, doing all that, all the above 5 while swinging hard. And then I hit notes there that may not have been so logical. I could have improved them. I wasn't planning on demonstrating anything. I didn't know what I was going to do here. Hopefully some of these things are in me already. I'm working on myself. I'm trying to improve and master all these things and be an example of them so that I don't have to articulate it. I can just do it and you'll see it, but I guess I'm not at that point level yet. But maybe articulating it is also important because then you know what I'm thinking of. Now I got to write this song. So where are we at here? All right, so let's see here. Having said all that, wow, I've impressed upon myself all the elements of music that are important. You got the, what were those 10 things I was trying to say? 10, forgot what they were. 10 something or others. 10, there are 10 areas of music. There's the issue of the song, the message. You got the mood and the style, and then you got the lyric that embodies all those. Then you got the melody, which has 3 parts. You got the intervallic variables, the notes, the pitches, and their relation to each other. Right? Then you got the sound variables, everything from dynamics, duration, and tone quality and quantity. But it's dynamics like triple pianissimo to triple forte, and mezzo forte in the middle maybe. And there are all kinds of other dynamics written that we use in music, but those are the extremes, right? And then you got duration, which is everything from staccatissimo to legatissimo. So those are staccato notes. Legato would be that's legato. So you got what did I say? Dynamics, duration, tone quality, timbre. You got singing tone. Singing tone, then you got harsh tone. Tobias Mattei would say on the piano, singing tone you pull toward yourself. Harsh tone you push away. Notes in there, it sounds kind of harsh, so that's more pushing away than pulling close, but that's how to achieve it. That's funny because on guitar, I was telling a guitarist, you talk about guitarists and drummers think of music differently, I think, than all other musicians. I don't know why. Drummers, because I don't think they have access to melody much, unless they play mallets. All drummers should play mallets so they understand the intervallic variables. Oh, let me just finish that. So you got melody, which is IVs, I call them, intervallic variables, sound variables, dynamics, duration, and timbre. And then you got, what do you call it, rhythmic variables, subdivision. It's good for pianists to be a drummer because then you understand how to subdivide time. So you got duple meter and triple meter. Every meter can fit into one of those 2 categories, either duple or triple. We'll get to that another time. But so that's melody, and then for accompaniment you got CV and arrangement. You got chordal variables, all the possible 2-note to say 8-note or 10-note or more combinations. For pianists, you don't really use 10 notes much unless you're maybe because you got to play it like this. It's kind of hard to grab sometimes and move all that. that. You usually heard a lot of those stride pianists. They maybe use 4 notes in the right hand. More if you're going to play maybe chords to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5-note voicing. Here's a 6-note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. 6. That's a 7-note voicing. That's an 8-note voicing. That's as much maybe as you would use on the piano. Sometimes you could catch notes with your thumb, 2 notes with your thumb. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm playing. Here's a 6-note voicing with my one hand. So I only got 5 fingers. How am I getting the 6 notes out of that? Because I'm using my thumb on the C and D. And I got, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So if you use that on both hands, you're getting 12 notes total. It's very dense, unless there's a purpose for that. It might cover up the solo, but you got to think orchestrally. You can't get into a cocoon in your own head. You can't become selfish. That's why I wear black, because it helps you become selfless. You don't wear things that you like. You just look at yourself and, hey, I'm really bland and black, right? And from that, you become selfless. It helps, it's a helping tool, for me at least, to try to be selfless and just focus on the soloist. I was very focused on Gary Kelly. I didn't let a note that he played be not heard by me. I heard every note he played, and I tried my best to give him support and highlight what he was saying. But I could have given him... And I think I projected a pulse pretty well. I was swinging pretty hard, but I could have given him, oh wow, so maybe it's another area. Imagery, and then there's the 4th area as an accompanist, is to push someone to climax. Maybe that's what it is. I'm sorry. Oh, maybe Hashem, see, I'm in the hot seat, and Hashem had me come up with that delineation. Okay, so there's bringing imagery, and then pushing the soloist to climax. 4 responsibilities. Is there anything else? It would fit nice on a hand. Maybe I should get 1 more. But pushing, I didn't push him to climax. I should have pushed him. I hopefully will not make that mistake again. But so I was saying, who else I wanted to have on the show? I said gesticulators, articulated musicians, dancers. That's Sutton Foster. I'd like to see her tap dance and tap dance with her. Maybe I could show. I saw her do something with Groff. What's his name? I think he was in. Wasn't he in Frozen there? But he danced with her, tap dance, dance, sing. Obviously, these singers are great singers. I would have, and act. A nice actor. I wouldn't mind taking someone like. You know who I like? That. Who's that one that does all the voices? What's her name? She used to have her own show, and she would dress up as different people. Oh boy, I can't remember her name. I want to say it's not the one who was in Greece. Oh, I can't remember. I'm sorry, but someone like that. I don't even know if she's still around. I haven't seen her in a long time, but. Someone like that, I could play like background music or underscore things, and she could do a character, and so that would be interesting. And I could play for people to sketch, print, photograph, paint, paste, and sculpt, and do imagery. I had a friend who took me to the museum. I'm sure they could paint while I'm playing, and we could create something together. So that's a thought. Anyway. All right, so having said all that, now I got to write this theme song to somehow get them to climax. I got to support them, and this will make a work of art. I gotta somehow give them support and highlight them. And what do you call it? Ma, you're speaking real loud. I can hear you. What do you call it? I lost my train of thought. Support and highlight. Project the pulse. So should the song swing hard? I don't know. So I thought of this. You're live at Larry. You're live at Larry's. You're live at Larry's. I don't know if that would be a good thing. So then, let's see. I think it's better to start with them. I'll focus on them. So they're sitting there. They're my featured guest. I got this featured guest, right? Featured guest artist. And they are here because they are very talented. And I appreciate their talent. And I want to accompany them and help them shine. So I got this featured guest artist. Let me take a little drink. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam kol niheh b'ro. Distilled water. I like distilled water. I think it's the cleanest water on the planet. I don't think I need chemicals in my water. I just like it pure and nice. Excuse me. Brought my kippah in case one of my Orthodox friends says, how come you never wear your kippah on your music shows? And I said, well, sometimes I play music that I don't think is very godly. So, so I don't, and it also, for all the music that I play, even on the Orthodox music, I could probably do that without the kippah unless I'm singing a pasuk from the Torah, but still, I don't know, as a musician, for right now, I don't like to wear it because I think it hampers me rather than helps me do what I got to do musically. But whatever, I'm planning to grow into where that becomes part of me, and I'm probably doing music that is very godly. But for right now, I'm taking all the songs that I've listened to, maybe like 100 years worth of music, and I'm trying to do those things on it where I bring it to climax. So, and I put together a piece that is logical and organic. Logical and organic. Maybe that should be the fifth one, huh? Be logical. So I said those 6 R's, right? So help Hashem, what do you want me to do? What is this going to be? Let me see here. So I got my featured artist. You're here. You're talented, and I love you. I don't know. You're here. You're talented, and I love you. That would make someone feel comfortable, wouldn't it? Let's see. You're here, you're talented, and I love you. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of work to do. Pick a tune, pick a song, pick a tune, get ready to croon. No, pick a tune. What am I trying to say? I should break it down into areas like, it's got to only be a minute. And the last line's got to be, don't be scared. Don't be scared. You're live at Leowies. You're live at Leowies. And what does that mean, live? It's a very loaded statement. It means you're here. So you're in good hands. I'm going to take care of you. You're live, and it's happening right now in real time. That's another reason not to be scared. You're live at. That means you're at my house at Leois. And I say it in that baby kind of way because it takes away the seriousness of things and brings it back down to earth. Like it's just down to earth. And you have nothing to worry about because I love you and I'm here to help you. Help you be your best. So don't be scared, you're live at Leois. Alright, so that's the final line. Now I gotta lead up to that. Okay, what were my notes? Anyone got any bright ideas? Come around and see if you got any bright ideas. You thinking of anything? Anybody still here with me? Am I by myself? Alright, I understand. Some of this is boring to some people, I'm sorry. But it's I'm notating and historically making an account of how this song came to be, of what went into it, all my thoughts, my whole background, what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to help musicians and artists be the best they can be and bring that transcendental tingle. So let's write this song. So let's play our songs like a jingle. Play our songs like a jingle. Songs like a jingle. I used to write camp songs at camp. Went to a summer camp and there'd be like 5 or 10 of us writing camp songs. The color war song, the birthday night song. This is exactly what I had to do. I've maybe made the writing of these things a little more sophisticated because I got 40 years of experience under my belt with it now and I know what to do better. So let's play our songs like a jingle and bring that and give that transcendental tingle. Transcendental tingle. How did I get to that? Let me see here. Calls up their spine, give them chills up their spine, for that is what they pine. Give them chills up their spine, for that is what they pine. For with this jingle, you'll know to give the transcendental tingles. I had written some lyrics out before that I wanted. All make us think, some make us laugh. So here I had this. Every song has a message on some issue. All make us think, some make us laugh. With others, we grab a tissue. I guess we cry. Help us grow toward God. I don't know if I got to kind of leave God's name out of it because not so many people. I don't want to scare anybody or turn them off. Not many people are into God. They're just into the world. They just want to pleasure seek in this world, so I got to kind of slickly or with finesse show them these high level concepts without mentioning God's name. Isn't that sad? But yet I got to do that. So I got to think how to do that. Tension and release, control tension and release. Let's see. I don't know what else to say here. Now all of this can be quite scary, but don't worry, no worries. You're on live at Leois. No. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You're live at Leois. The task. A song without lyrics, you may ask. Someone said to me once, so what do you do about a song without lyrics? How do you convey the message of lyric if there's no lyric? First of all, a lot of jazz tunes, people like John Hendricks and Lambert Hendricks and Ross, they wrote lyrics to these songs. They wrote vocalese, they call them. They took solos, like a Charlie Parker solo, and they wrote lyrics to it. So a lot of jazz songs nowadays have lyrics, whether we like it or not. Once the lyric comes into existence, I think now we're subservient to that lyric because the lyric is dominant always. The melody is subservient to the lyric, because the lyric is more referential. It tells a story. It specifically gives you a message, and the music helps depict that message. So unless it's something like I think he passed away. Did David Sanborn die? I think he passed away. I hope not, but I think he did. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But he used to play songs where he would play the melody and have singers in the background singing, "Just the two of us," and he played the melody. And it was very interesting because then, I think maybe in that instance, the non-lyrical melody takes precedence but yet it's implying a lyric. Oh, so that was my answer to the person. What if there's a song without lyrics? You find the implied lyric. There's sometimes an implied lyric, or you just play logically. It's a lot to stomach. Maybe, let's see if I can just write this song. I'm getting so knocked out, I don't even know if I can write this song. I don't know how long it's going to take to write this. Maybe I need more time. I can't seem to write it. Scary. We've got a lot of work to do. No. Pick. And now my mom's in the kitchen. What you doing in there, Mama?
Reading something.
You're reading something? Can you help me with the song, maybe?
No.
I'm writing a Live at Larry song.
I know, but I'm tired.
You're tired? Getting tired, too. What do I do? See if there's an order here. All right, so first, focus on them. All right, this is starting to make a little sense. Okay. So first, the artist. That's number one. Then comes the work to be done. Then comes every song. Then I put those 6 virtues in there. I'm kind of blocked. I have a writer's block. Maybe maybe that was just an introductory session. Maybe I'm not ready to finish this song right now. I'm not getting the whole thing. Ma, you want to sing something?
What?
Maybe so I leave them with something so they don't feel like I gypped them out of a song. Huh?
Yeah, I'll sing.
You sing something?
Yeah,
Maybe I need to come back. Maybe there's a missing element in this song that I can't mention yet. And maybe when I have that missing element, I'll be able to write the full song. Transcendental tingle. Getting a structure here, maybe. I think that's right. Focus on the featured artist. Then work. Maybe the work to be done. Let's see, to be done. Then every song. I'll talk about every song that it has a message. Convey the message on issue of lyric. Then you got control tension and release it. Build and control tension and release it at the climax. And then you talk about reaching the ultimate climax and give the transcendental tingle, chills up the spine. Reach ultimate climax. Okay. It's starting to make sense now. I'm seeing a structure here. So featured guest artist, then the work to be done, then the every song is number 3. 4 is every song. So choose all the elements wisely. Choose elements wisely. I don't know if that sounds good. I'm just spitballing here. Then build attention and resume. Where are all my camp buddies? Are they here? You see what I'm trying to do here? I'm writing a song here. Theme song for my show. All that writing, Peggy had me doing all that writing for theme songs for Color War and Birthday Night. Probably knowing that one day, if you're a musician, you got to write jingles and commercials and theme songs for TV show and movies, and all that paid off. It was what great experience writing all those camp things. What was I thinking? I said about Einstein. There was something else I noticed. I don't remember what it was. All right, every song, and build, and then reach the climax. And then 6 is don't be scared because you're live at Larry's. So somehow that's the structure of the piece, I think. That seems to be the wisest way to go. It seems to say everything I have to say. And it progresses logically, it grows. I'm focusing on this single individual, or maybe multiple individuals who come in. Might have bands come play with me. And then it grows into the work to be done. And then speaking specific, so that's general. And then specific is every song has a message, right? Or an issue of a lyric. And then, so once you've done that, then everything should have shape and personality. And then you reach this, so everything should have like a climax for each sentence. And then you reach this ultimate climax of the whole piece. And it's a lot to do. It's a lot to do. A big responsibility. Dared, scared. Larry's. No, it's not. I know it might be scary. It might, and I know it might be scary, and I know it's a big responsibility, and I know it might be scary, but don't you worry, because you're live at Larry's. But don't you worry, as if being live at Larry's is the solution to the problem. We're going to cover all these issues, and we're going to do it with every song, God willing. Sometimes I can't do it with certain instrumentalists. I notice some people have a way of playing. They have their own orientation in their head, and I can't mess them up, and I don't want to piss them off. So I just let them play, and I try my best to do my own thing. And maybe it hones it into this, but sometimes I don't get it. Maybe that's part of the adventure, or not the adventure, part of the task or the endeavor is to put this out in the world and just have it catch on. And everyone realizes that this is the logical way to play, then everyone will start doing it. They'll start teaching this in universities. And then everyone's doing it. Then I won't have to say anything. I just play and we all are on the same page. But we're not yet, it seems. All right, let's try. I'm going to do one with my mother. My mother is one of the hardest swinging vocalists I know.
Oh, please.
You are. You swing so hard. You naturally swing hard. I say to her, I practice vocalizing in the car, and I turn around to her and I say, Ma, it's must be nice to just wake up and be able to sing great. I have to work so hard at it, and she just gets it. All right, so you want me to put you on the speaker?
No, I just let me have the microphone.
Sure, take the mic.
Oh.
You come up here. You gonna be in the frame or no?
Yeah, I'd like to be in the frame.
All right, so now I gotta change the camera. All right, come. You gonna sit where the doll is?
Yes. My little Cabbage Patch doll.
Hold on. I'm gonna get my mommy in the picture. Move all this stuff here.
Get dressed for this.
No?
No.
You're dressed now?
No, I'm not dressed, but I'm available.
You're available? You gotta come over here. Come. Take the mic. Okay. You're gonna stand up, right?
No, I may not.
You're gonna bring it to watch you don't knock the piano thing over. It's very tender. Don't hit with your head. Go ahead, sit. Sit. Yeah, move back.
Can you give me better lighting?
Better lighting?
Yeah, it's too bright.
No, you gotta have the brightness or else it won't be seen. We did that once, remember? We had a singer here and we kept it too dark and I couldn't see them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Testing.
All right.
Testing.
Want more volume?
Yeah, I'd like a little more volume.
What are you gonna
I
sing?
can't even turn off this.
No. I need that one. What are you gonna say? Talking to.
Testing 1 2.
Again?
Well, testing 1 2. I'd like to do something that I always feel comfortable doing.
Wait, what?
Doesn't have to be the same one that I always feel comfortable doing, but
What?
how about time after time?
Time after time. Oh.
Do I know that? Hi.
Is that good for you? Let's see.
I hope I remember the words. Time after time, I tell myself that I'm so lucky to be loving you. So lucky to be the one you run to see in the evening when the day is through. I only know what I know. The passing years will show. You've kept my love so young, so new. But time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. Tell myself that I'm so lucky to be loving you. So lucky to be the one you run to see in the evening when the day is through. I only know what I know. The passing years will show. You've kept my love so young, so new. And time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving. Lucky to be loving. So lucky to be loving you.
Time after time.
Oh, I was writing songs that I wanted to sing.
They're writing songs of love, but not for
I
me.
know.
You do Sweet Georgia Brown?
I don't know Sweet Georgia Brown.
What's another one? A waltz?
No, I don't want to do a waltz. Let me see if I can.
Bossa Nova? Where are you going?
I was going to get my book.
Oh, forget your book. Really, you need the book?
No, well,
Are you still in the frame?
well, here I am. I
Let
don't
me
know.
stay there. Don't move. I just want to make sure you move around. Don't make any movements. No
Why
sudden
don't we do
movement. Oh, yeah.
Sway?
Sway again?
Yeah. But again, we didn't do it.
Oh, we did it recently.
Oh.
We've been on a pretty long hiatus, huh? We've been off.
Yeah.
We haven't been on the show.
No, we haven't.
I think I'm tempted to say there may be some sporadic little live at Larry's here and there over the next week or so, but you okay with maybe going back on the 19th for?
Well, you mentioned it to me.
Yeah, you okay
I
with
have
that?
to check my date book.
Check your date book.
I might be on the road or something. Just on the road. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be sitting on the road.
Sitting on the road.
Right. And so
That's not too safe.
I know.
So.
Why do you ask? What would I be doing?
I don't know. You're so busy. You have such a busy schedule. But so the 19th of January looks better for you to come back. Maybe we'll restart the shows then. I don't promise anything, but we'll see. If you see us, we'll be there. If you don't,
maybe I'm right.
Oh, I don't know that one.
And I know you still don't want.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I'm right. And maybe I'm wrong. And maybe I'm weak.
Okay.
Maybe I'm strong. But nevertheless, I'm in love with you. Maybe I'll win, and maybe I'll lose, and maybe I'm in for crying the blues. But nevertheless, I'm in love with you. Somehow I know at a glance the terrible chances I'm taking. It's fine at the start, but left with a heart that is breaking. What's next? Maybe I'll win a life of regret, and maybe I'll give much more than I'll get, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. Somehow I know at a glance the terrible chances I'm taking. You're mine at the start, and I'm left with a heart that is aching. Maybe I'll live a life of regret, and maybe I'll give much more than I'll get, but nevertheless I'm in love. Nevertheless I'm in love. Well, baby, nevertheless I'm in love with you.
Wow.
My might have been wrong. I don't know.
That's yes, nevertheless. That's what it's called.
Nevertheless.
Nevertheless.
I might have combined two different songs.
What's that Sierra? What's the one from Beetlejuice? Shake it, shake it, shake it, Sierra. Shake it, shake it, shake it, Sierra. I gotta learn that one.
How about Quien Sera?
Can't say that.
And then we'll do
No, I don't
Marie.
know that. I do it all the time. Pick something else. How about what's that one? Yours. How about yours? Let's see.
Yours till the stars lose their glory. Yours till the birds fail to sing. Yours till the end of life's story. This pledge to you, dear, I will bring. Yours in the gray of December, here or on far distant shores. I'll never love anyone the way I love you. How could I, when I was born to be just yours? Yours in the gray of December, here or on far distant shores. I'll never love anyone the way I love you. How could I, when I was born to be just yours? Just yours.
Money.
Everybody likes to do merengue. Everybody likes to do merengue. Everybody likes to do it. Everybody likes to do it. Everybody likes to do merengue. Everybody likes to do merengue. Everybody likes to do merengue. Everybody likes to do it. Everybody likes to do it. Everybody likes to do merengue. Baila con Pedro, Juan, baila con Pedro, Juan, baila con Pedro, Juan, baila. Baila con Pedro, Juan, baila con Pedro, Juan, baila con Pedro, Juan, baila. Everybody likes to do merengue. Everybody likes to do merengue. Everybody likes to do it. Everybody likes to do it. Everybody likes to do merengue. Baila con Pedro Juan, baila con Pedro Juan, baila con Pedro Juan, baila. Baila con Pedro Juan, baila con Pedro Juan, baila con Pedro Juan, baila. I like when we end together.
Yes, I do.
That's just
What a nice pretty ballad. Let me find some imagery.
imagery.
Let me find some good imagery to help you.
What ballad is that?
I don't know.
As time goes by.
As time goes by,
Yeah, we did that.
let's see.
This day and age we're living in gives cause for apprehension. With speed and new invention and things like fourth dimension, yet we get a trifle weary of Mr. Einstein's theory. So we must get down to earth at times, relax, relieve our tension. No matter what the progress or what might yet be proved, the simple facts in life are such they cannot be removed. You must remember this.
What?
A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers woo, they still say, I love you. On that you can rely. No matter what the future brings, as time goes by. Moonlight and love songs, never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy and hate. Woman needs man, and man must have his mate. That no one can deny. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by.
Steve Lawrence one. Oh, room without windows. Oh, room without doors.
With a guy like I can charm the women, I don't know. We light up with each other while our whole world ignores. You and me in a room without windows. A room without doors. Telephone ringing. There goes stores. And we can lie there, die there, and run the noise. And simply wrapped up in each other while the whole world ignores. You and me in a room without windows. A room without doors.
And I said, friend, when is the end? Long and long will after.
Tell them what we're after is the one way to get to
A room without
windows. A room without doors. Let him lie there with his heart that pours. And simply wrapped up in each other while the whole world ignores. You and me in a room without windows. A room without doors. Pack up all our cares and worry. Here I go singing low. Bye, bye, Blackbird. Where somebody waits for me.
waiting.
Sugar is sweet and so is he.
Yeah.
Bye, bye, little blackbird. Now no one here can love or understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all hand me. Now make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye bye. Here I go singing low. Bye bye, little blackbird. Now where somebody waits for me. Sugar is sweet and so is he. Bye bye, little blackbird. Now no one here can love or understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all hand me. Now make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight.
Sorry we didn't finish the song.
We didn't?
No, the other song. I was trying to write that theme song.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Larry's, but I just couldn't write it. I have writer's
Thank
block.
you.
I think I was only meant to have as much as I had, and that's all I got. Anyway.
Happy New Year to everyone.
All right, guys. Take it easy, and maybe we'll see you sporadically. I'll surprise you with various things and shows, maybe. And then maybe on the 19th, we might start it up again. We'll see. Have a good night.